So for every piano that she sells, this is what she earns, 10% of the first $500. Then after that, 8% of the remaining selling price. So she earned $650. So what was the selling price of the piano? From the above information, this one we can straight away find, right? The 10% of the first $500. We know this is a fixed price already. This is a fixed amount that she will earn. The first $500, she earned 10%. Let's find out what is 10% of $500. So 10% of $500, that is 50. So meaning this part, the first $500, we know already, she sure earned the $50 one. Then the rest of it, it depends on how much is the piano that she sold. So then if she earned $650, let me take away the first $50 first. So 650, I take away the $50 that she will earn from the first $500. The rest of this, she earned $600. So now what does this $600 represent? It represents the 8%, right? She earned this from getting 8%, right, of the rest of the price. So we can say that 8% of the remaining selling price, RSP, can I call this RSP? Okay. 8% of the remaining selling price is equal to what she earned, that $600. So therefore, 1% of the remaining selling price would be 600 divided by 8, which is $75. So from here, we can find out what is 100%, but 100% of what? Of the remaining selling price, of the remaining selling price only. Can you understand this? So then what's the total selling price of the piano? We need to still add back the first $500 that we took away earlier. We didn't count this already, because that one already settled. She earned 10%, right? So, but that is still part of the selling price of the piano, which is $7,500. You add back the initial $500. So the piano cost $8,000. At first, we know there's a total of 117. We don't know individually, but we know 117. Now, he gave away 25 pencils. He bought more erasers plus, question mark, I don't know how many. Now, he's going to increase his erasers by 60%. Increase his erasers by 60%, meaning his original erasers would be 100%, right? And he's going to increase them by 60%, okay? Which means in the end, his erasers would be considered 160%. And also that in the end, in total, he has 137. So now the thing is, we need to find out what is the increase in the erasers. Actually, he plus how many? We can find out what? Because total at first he has is 117. He gave away 25 pencils. So 117 minus 25, he was left with 92 items. But in the end, he had 137 items. So in the end, he had 137 items. Take away the 92. It tells us that the erasers increased by 45. This is 45. Okay, so how do we find the number of pencils that Kenrick have at first? The 45 is the increase, and that's how many percent? So this 45 is the increase, is the 60%. So you can say that 60% of the erasers is the 45 that he added. So, but we're only finding erasers now. We need to find erasers to find pencils to answer the question. It's 45, so I can find out what's 1%. of erasers, which is, I'll just leave it like that, 45 out of 60. So 100% of erasers, which was what was at the beginning, 45 out of 60 times 100, which gives me what? 45 out of 60 times 100, that is 75. So he had 75 erasers at the beginning. So the erasers at the beginning is 75. So in order to find the pencils, we simply need to take 117 minus the erasers at the beginning one. And you will get 42. That's 42 pencils at the beginning. So they ran, okay, Joyce ran at the speed, Joyce and Val. So I put Joyce on top, Val below. Okay, Joyce's speed, 200 meters per minute. Now when Val was halfway point, so when Val was somewhere here, Joyce was ahead, 2.5 kilometers ahead. So Joyce would be somewhere here. A distance of 2.5 kilometers ahead. Okay, so Val halfway, Joyce a bit more, 2.5 kilometers more. Okay, and both of them did not change their speed. And Joyce completed the race at 11:50. So she's at 11:50 here. Joyce. What time did Val complete the race? So now you notice we only know Joyce's speed. We don't know anything about Val at all. So I'm just gonna imagine something. Imagine that that's not really the end point. Okay. So I draw again. I show you the scenario I'm gonna imagine now. So this is the halfway point. This is supposedly the end point. Joyce and Val going, right? So when Val is here, Joyce is here. Yes? 2.5 kilometers ahead. I'm going to imagine, because I want Val to be here at the end point. But imagine if the race doesn't stop there. Joyce continue going ahead. Okay? She doesn't stop at the end point and wait for Val. She just continue. Every half of the race, Joyce is 2.5 kilometers ahead. Then with the other half, how much ahead would Joyce be? If Joyce continues past the end of the race, how much ahead would this Joyce be? Assuming they don't stop there, she continue. So Val is at the end point, but Joyce is ahead. Val does half, Joyce is 2.5 kilometers ahead. Val does another half. Now she does two halves already. So how much more ahead would Joyce be ahead of Val? Yes, 2.5 times 2 exactly. Because 1 unit, Joyce is 2.5 ahead. Now 2 units. So Joyce would be 5 kilometers ahead. Can you understand this one? Okay. And the thing is this, we know that Joyce is at the end point here. This point, Joyce is there at 11:50. We are trying to find Val's timing here. But Val's timing at the end point is actually the same as Joyce's timing here. Can you follow? This is the same timing as this, right? Because Joyce will be 5 kilometers ahead at the same time, at that time when Val completes the race. So basically, the point of doing this is why I cannot find this. I don't know anything about Val. That's why I need to use Joyce to find this first. And that will give me the same answer as this. You follow? I'm going to make use of Joyce's information. So I already know that she 11:50 is here. What time will she be here? Can I put a DST here for this section? Do I know the distance? Yes, I do. 5 kilometers. Oh, but the question says this one, right? Meter per minute. Let me convert, right? Now I need to convert to meters. So my distance is actually 5,000 meters here. Time is the exact thing we need to find. We need the speed. Do we know Joyce's speed? Yes, we do. We know that her speed is 200 meters per minute. Therefore, in order to find the time taken for that 5 kilometers for Joyce, time is distance divided by speed, which is 5,000 divided by 200, which is 25 minutes. Meaning this section here takes her 25 minutes. So in total, what will the time be? From 11:50, she will take another 25 minutes. We're going to calculate, and that should give us 12:15 p.m. So the time here would be 12:15 p.m. Therefore, the time here would also be 12:15 p.m. So part A, this one we know, this one 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, this one will be 6. Then this one 6 to 8 plus 2, 8 to 9 plus 1, 9 to 11 plus 2. So you see the pattern or not? 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2. The next one will be plus 1, which is 12. Okay, we go on and solve for the total first. 8 to 11 is plus 3, 11 to 13 is plus 2. Then you see plus 3. So then the next one will be a plus 2 lah. Okay, so that is 18. So 6, 12, 18. Some of you got this one right. So good. Okay, now part B. A figure in the pattern has a total of 51. What is the figure number? So actually, you see, the total, now we are dealing with total, which is this. Okay, so we focus on this first. And the number is not big. They say 51, right? Technically, you can continue adding plus 3, plus 2, plus 3, plus 2, plus 3, plus 2 until you reach 51, no? Possible, 51 is not too big. Okay, so I presume those of you who got B correct, that was what you did, right? But let me show you what is the shortcut. Because in case the question, instead of telling you 51 triangles and circles, they give you 510. Are you really going to plus 3 plus 2 from 18 plus 3 plus 2 until you reach 510? You won't have time. And even if you reach there, I'm pretty sure midway you make careless mistake already. Count wrongly. So what is the shortcut? Okay, I'm going to try my best to explain to you the shortcut. You try to listen. Now, what is sickening about this pattern is that instead of giving you a constant pattern, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, these are easier to do. But they give you an alternate one or different one. They give you plus 3, then plus 2, then plus 3 again, then plus 2. That is the hard part about this question. But we can also look at it as this. For each time we skip, right, from this to this, 8 to 13, if I jump one figure number, that means instead of going 1 to 2, I jump 2, I skip 2, I go from 1 to 3, I skip. Each time I do a skip, I'm actually adding 5. Okay, each time I do a skip again, I'm actually adding 5. Okay, but I'm not going to add 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. I'm just going to try to work reverse to find out the shortcut, to do it the short way. Now, from 51, that's what we want. I take away my base. Figure 1 got 8, right? I take that away. So 51 minus 8, I get 43. What does 43 represent? The total increase, right? That means from my base of 8, I increase a total of 43 to get 51, which is what they want us to find. You see that? So 43 is my total increase. Now, each time I do the jump, I increase by how much? Meaning each time I skip a figure number, I increase by 5, right? Do you see this one? This part, when I say this one, I jump, I skip a figure number. Each time I skip a figure number, I'm actually increasing by 5. So how many times did I do that if I need to increase by 43? So I take 43 divided by 5. I get 8 sets of 5 with a remainder of 3. What does the 8 represent? I skip 8 times. Okay, the remainder of 3 is the last increase of plus 3. So far, can understand? I divide by 5, ma. So I get 8 groups of 5. What is the 5? The 5 is each time I jump from 1 to 3, from 3 to 5, from 5 to 7. I jump 8 times. So if I jump 8 times, I'm at figure number what already? I jump, each time I jump 2 ma. I skip 1 means I jump the figure number from 1 to 3 is a plus 2. From 3 to 5 is a plus 2. I jump 8 times from figure 1. I am now at figure 17. This is after the skip 8 times. Then that's not it, right? I still have my last increase of plus 3. So if I plus 3, the total number of shapes, the triangles and circles again, I'm going one more figure again. Meaning from 17, I plus 3 shapes means I'm adding one more figure again. So I end up at figure 18. So now I'm looking at it in terms of a set of 5 when I skip. Instead of plus 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2, I'm combining the 3 and 2 and looking at my skipping as from figure 1 to 3, figure 3 to 5, figure 5 to 7. This is how I'm working backwards to find out the answer. Next, part C. Same way. Okay, I go on to part C now. I'm going to erase what I have on the left side because now we're looking at a different row already. So I'm no longer looking at the, okay, I'll leave it there. I'm looking now at the green color because why they're looking for circles for figure 115. So I'm now looking at the green color, the circles row for part C. How do we get figure 115? If you have the patience to actually go and count until 115, I salute you. In the exams, make sure you got the time lah. Otherwise, I'd rather you skip this and just focus your time on other questions. Once again, number of circles, you see a lot. It's sickening. They purposely give you plus 2, plus 1, plus 2, plus 1, instead of giving you plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, which will be a lot easier to solve. But now it's not constant, plus 2, plus 1, plus 2, plus 1. So once again, you got to group it up. Because you know if you skip, you are adding 3. Okay, if you skip, you're adding 3. So once again, from figure 1 to figure 3, if I skip figure 2, that means I jump 2 figures. Okay, I call it the skip. Okay, if I skip means I jump 2 figures. Okay, the increase is 3, right, for the circles. So next again, from 3, I do a skip to figure 5. My circles increase by 3. So I'm trying to make it a constant thing. At least I know each time I skip is a 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. When we want to reach figure 115. Question: how many skips? How many times do I need to skip to reach 115? So figure 115, I'm starting from figure 1. This is the figure number that needs to be increased. This is the increase in figure numbers. I need to increase from 1. I need to increase 114 to reach 115. In order to increase my figure number by 114, I need to skip how many times? I divide by 2 because each time I skip, I'm increasing by 2. You follow? And if I do that, 57. This is the number of skips. Again, what do I mean by skip? This is a skip. From figure 1 to figure 3, I add my circles plus 3. Like that. This is a skip. I'm skipping a figure number. That's what I mean by the skip. Focus again back on C. They're asking for number of circles, right? If I found 57 skips, one skip, my increase in circles is how many? Plus 3 circles, right? Not? So if my 57 skips will give me 57 times 3 circles, which is 171. That is the increase in circles. 171 is the increase in my circles. But that doesn't mean I have 171 circles. That's only the increase. And I'm increasing from where? Increasing from the base. My base is figure 1. I started off with 6 in figure 1. So I still need to add back my base. Plus my base, I started off with 6. Therefore, my total circles would be 177. Now, when they give you odd shape kind of tanks or pool or whatever, box, whatever, they give you odd shape. Then you cannot be finding the volume of an odd shape, right? If you look at it as one whole odd shape thing. You need to be splitting it up into sections that's not odd shape. So how do we split this section up? This pool up. The thing is, he wants to fill it to a depth of 0.7 meters. We know the height is 0.8. So it's going to fill up to like quite on top here, right? Somewhere here, only leaving a gap of 0.1 meters unfilled. So everything else at the bottom is going to be filled with water. But because of the steps, it makes finding the volume difficult. So what we need to do is to actually cut it up. You see what I do here? I draw one line from the first step. That means the first step like that, the red color part, right? This is like one section. It becomes a flat, thin, flat kind of a rectangle, right? Then you are able to find the volume of that section. Next, the second level, I also do this. I draw a line, the thin part, to make it a rectangle. Otherwise, how I find the volume? Then like that, this part, second section, the blue one, I can find the volume as well. You see where this is going? Then the next one, the third one, I can also draw. So now it becomes a bit longer. Yes, it becomes a bit longer, the green part now. And lastly, the top part. Oh, even thinner because it's just going to be half of that, right? So I can draw another line. I hope you can see what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so I can call this like the first section volume of number 1, volume of number 2, volume of number 3, and volume of number 4. Then I can find out how much water is in the pool when it's up to a depth of 0.7 meters. That is your first thing you need to be finding. Then you can find out how long it takes using the rate here, which we'll deal with later. That part is later part. Can? Okay, so let's find out one by one. The first level, level 1, the flat thin at the bottom level. So length, breadth, height, right? Length 4.8, breadth 3, height of the step is 0.2 ma, so it's 0.2 like that lah. Okay, then the second one is longer now, right? So your length is different already. Your length will be what? 4.8 add another 0.4, right? So your length in this case is 5.2. Breadth and height is still the same. So it's only the length that is different. So this part we get 3.12. The third one, same thing, is another 0.4, right? Because of the step. So that is now 5.6. And then my fourth one, another 0.4, which gives me 6 times 3, but my height now is no longer 2. My height now is no longer 2, it's only, I mean, it's not 0.2, it's only 0.1. So I can find out now my total volume. 2.88 plus 3.12 plus 3.36 plus 1.8. So this is just a bit tedious with many, many steps. Just make sure you don't make careless calculation errors. So this gives you 11.16. At this point, we have is cubic meters. It's all cubic meters for all of it, which we don't have to change because the rate is also in cubic meters. So no conversion involved. Okay, lucky. No need to do extra stuff. Then from here, in order to find how long will it take, you just need to be dividing by the rate per hour, isn't it? Okay, so the total volume of water that's going to be in there is 11.16 divided by how long it takes, how much it fills every hour, 1.395. So this is the point you pray, you divide, you get a whole number or you get something that makes sense. So, okay, lucky. This one we get 8. So we are on the right track and that is the correct answer. So the answer is 8 hours. Let's see if we can find any group. We definitely need to group them up, right? It's not, it's impossible, right? Let's see, okay? Maybe I try to find out what's how many tiles can fit the length. Along the length got how many tiles? Along the breadth got how many tiles? Let's find that out first. So we know the dimension of the square tiles is 20, right? So the length 5.2 meters. I convert it to cm, 520 cm. This one, the breadth 3.6 meters. I convert it to cm, 360 meters. So along the length, we have 520 divided by 20, which is 26 tiles. Along the breadth, we have 360 divided by 20, which is 18 tiles. Okay, let's see how this helps us. Can we say that along the length, right? 3 makes up 1 set. Can I say this? Because like the pattern just nice stop there, right? Oh, I know already lah. Can? Okay, so I just call this 1 set. You see that? I call this 1 set. Because why? The shaded quadrants give me one full circle, right? So 3 tiles, one shaded circle. Can we do that? 3 tiles equals one shaded circle. So I call this also 3 tiles, one shaded circle. Can you see where I'm getting at? 3 tiles, one shaded circle. 3 tiles, one shaded circle. Now I just need to go and find out how many such groups we have, right? How many such groups do we have? So meaning along the breadth here, if we have 18 tiles, meaning I would have 18 groups here lah. Right, because this is 1 group, 2 group, 3 group, 4 groups. So if I can fit 18 in there, means along the length, along the breadth, I have 18 groups. Then now I just need to find along the length how many groups I have. But unfortunately, 26 cannot divide by 3. Means we're going to have something odd later. Okay, so I do from here first. This one 18. I take this 18 divide by 1 because I say 1 is 1 group, right? So I have 18 groups. Then now this 26 along the length, I'm going to take that and I divide by 3. We get how many? 8, remainder 2. We'll deal with the remainder 2 later. So we know that there are 8 groups. Okay, so far, do you roughly know what I'm trying to do here? Now we just need to sort out how many groups already. Then we can find out the area of the shaded circle already. Okay, I'll deal with the remainder later. So I'm just going to deal with the 18 times 8. Therefore, the total groups that we have is going to be 18 times 8. (18) along the breadth, 8 along the length. 18 times 8, my total groups is 144. And this total groups represents, this will tell us there's 144 circles. Because 1 group, 1 circle. Okay, 144 circles will be 144 times pi times radius times radius. Radius 14 times 14. This one already 88704. I now need to deal with the remainder 2 now. What does this remainder 2 mean? Meaning at the end, the tiles is this part, the purple one. Remainder 2, only like that. So it will go down the whole row, having just 2 only. Doesn't make up 3 tiles, only 2 tiles. Okay, this part is my remainder. That remainder of 2. Okay, let me draw it out. So my remainder of 2, right, will look like this with this and this, meaning it will have 3/4 circle. We will have 3/4 circles, 3/4 of a circle. And likewise, throughout the whole breadth, we will again have 18 groups of the remainder. So the total circles in the remainder would be 3/4 times 18. We would have 18 of them. Which is actually 13.5 circles. 13.5 circles. So now to find the area of 13.5 circles. So 13.5 times pi times r is 8316. Therefore, my total painted, which is all the circles, would be 88704 plus 8316. Phew, lucky my answer is correct. Wrong, I'll cry. You must redo. Okay, so total painted is this.